this guy is gonna sell.
This guy needs my help. He's in trouble.
Everyone probably told you, like, what's that stupid cold calling thing you're doing? Like, that doesn't work.
It's not sexy, but it works.
So you made 3% of 320, which is like $10,000.
Everything in life is an act. So if you know exactly what to say and how to say it, you're gonna go somewhere.
I need my team leader to go with me, but you went on your own.
Life goes on, but this teaches you how to be better and continue doing it.
Back in the studios. So excited today. I have with me an agent who has been licensed for less than 1 year, and she is already a listing agent. This young lady right here next to me has listed and sold multiple properties in 2024, a year considered to be a buyer's market and very difficult for sellers. And we are going to ask her a ton of questions. If you are a new agent and your broker is telling you all you can do is work with buyers and you are tired of running around with buyers, you're going to want to pay attention to what Liz Cazares has to say. So Liz, when you entered the business, were you encouraged to work with sellers or buyers?
Yes, Jessica, that's a great question. I was encouraged to work with buyers and not sellers.
Why? Like, what was behind that?
The reason I was encouraged to work with buyers is so that I could learn how the process works. And once I knew how to work the process of the buying side, then I was encouraged to work the selling side. They wanted me to start off with buyers.
So when you entered the business, you were encouraged to work with buyers. And the reason why your broker told you to do that was he wanted you to learn the transaction process before becoming a listing agent?
That's correct. He wanted me to learn the process of the buyer side, and he encouraged me to work with buyers initially.
If you're new to real estate, typically the person who does the most work in a transaction is actually the buyer's agent. So the person who typically does less work contract to close is the seller's agent. And traditionally, brokers are telling us go work with buyers to learn a transaction when you're the one who can really make the most mistakes or have most opportunity to make mistakes, I should say. So what made you decide to focus on listings?
For me, it was a no-brainer. I knew that if I focused on sellers, versus buyers, I would have more leverage. I'd be able to spend much more time with my family.
So you wanted to be able to work with more people at once?
I can have 5 listings at once. I know that I can't have 5 buyers all at once in my vehicle and show them around, so that was very important to me.
So you wanted to make more money.
That's right.
And you wanted to do it in less time.
That's right.
Amen to that. I love it. So how did you get started? Where did you find your seller clients?
The place where I found my sellers, my very motivated sellers, was I was prospecting, lead generating. I was reaching out to expireds, to canceled, people that were very motivated to sell their house.
Tell us about your first listing that you ever got. Tell us about that seller.
Yeah, definitely. This seller was he was in a tough spot. I mean, he lost his job. He didn't have the money. He was 6 months behind on his mortgage.
Wow. So when you heard that on the phone, you were like, hey, I think this guy needs to sell?
Absolutely. He was very motivated.
Even you being like brand new making cold calls, you were like, hold on a minute. Hold the phone. This guy is going to sell.
This guy needs my help. He's in trouble.
Yeah, that's interesting. So everyone probably told you, like, what's that stupid cold calling thing you're doing? Like, that doesn't work?
That's right. It's not sexy, but it works.
And then you got this listing. How much was that listing for?
That one was $320.
Okay. So you made 3% of $320, which is like $10,000.
That's right. Yeah.
Amazing. So your first commission check, you got to keep 100% of your check. You weren't like on a team lead. No one.
I was on my own.
Yeah, that's wild. So, I mean, how did you know what to say to them?
This is something that's not attractive at all, but what really helped me in knowing what to say to him was I studied my scripts every single day. I wrote them out and I chanted them over and over. In life, you're acting. Everything in life is an act. So if you know exactly what to say and how to say it, you're gonna go somewhere.
I'm guessing you didn't know how to be a wife until you became a wife, right?
That's right. No one teaches you.
Yep. Same thing like being a mom or a dad. We don't know until we get to work doing it. So not having had an established track record of helping sellers, because I know agents say that a lot. Well, I have to be on a team because I don't have 5-star reviews, or I need my team leader to go with me. But you went on your own. Were you scared not having that track record of like, what do I do when I get to their house? Like, how do I even get them to sign with me?
You know what? It's something that definitely crossed my mind, but I didn't let it hold me back. It's something that I had to do. If I didn't do it, I mean, at least I got to fail and I got to try, right? So nonetheless, I went ahead and went on the appointment and I still secured it.
But you've been on a few you didn't secure, right?
That's right. Many.
And life goes on.
Life goes on, but this teaches you how to be better and continue doing it.
So you were scared. You did the calls, probably felt uncomfortable doing that. Met somebody. They said, I'm behind on my mortgage. I really have to sell. You said, okay, this is somebody who I should help. And then you went over there, you got the listing. So I'm aware that the hardest part of this business is cold calling and getting sellers to list with you. You're also doing it in a year where the interest rates were the highest they've been in over a decade. And many, many homes are not selling. They're expiring or they're canceling. Have you had any of your listings expire or cancel, Liz?
I have had not one listing cancel or expired. I have sold every single one.
Not one listing expire or canceled. You've sold all of them or they're pending.
That's right.
Or listed.
That's right.
Can you tell us like how you did that? I mean, there's agents watching this right now who have been doing this for years that have expired listings. What did you do?
Absolutely. So first things first is you have to educate your sellers, right? Obviously, you don't work with someone who's not motivated. You have to educate them exactly what the marketplace is showing them they need to be price-wise, right? That's the first conversation to have. And not everyone is going to, it's not going to make sense for everyone to sell their house. So you got to find that motivation.
Have you turned down any sellers?
Yes, I have.
So you being brand new, met with somebody and you said, you know what, I don't think you really want to sell. You're not serious. No thanks.
That's right.
Where does your confidence come from?
I think it has a lot to do with the people that I surround myself with. If I'm looking to be successful, I have to be around people who are much more successful than I am.
What advice would you give to a new agent or a buyer's agent who aspires to become a listing agent like you?
That's an excellent question, Jessica. So the first thing you need to learn to do is lead generate, right? If you don't know how to lead generate, or if you don't lead generate, where is your business going to come from? Ways that you can lead generate would be cold calling, expires, cancels, FSBOs, go door knocking. There's so many ways to lead generate.
And you've been doing all of them.
I have.
What is your favorite lead gen source or mode? What's been your favorite?
Well, the one that's the least sexiest, that's the one that works the most, right? Which is cold calling and door knocking.
Which source do you like the best? Expires, just sold, for sale by owners?
I like expireds.
Interesting. And what would you say your personality style is?
I'm very amiable.
That's rare, by the way. Most people who are amiable do not like expired listings because they're very driver-driven personalities and conversations. How did you overcome that, conflict? How do you break through it to have these successful conversations?
Realistically, I know that whenever I get on the phones and I have very unhappy people speaking to me, it's because they need my help. And I don't take any of it personal. I know it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with their situation that they're in. So I just move past it.
It sounds like you maybe never experienced this based on how confident you are, but did you ever have call reluctance? Do you ever experience that?
Yes, I experienced that initially.
Okay. How do you overcome it? Because a lot of people watching have call reluctance.
So initially what I did, I just forced myself. I told myself, look, I'm not attached to the outcome. These people don't know me. It's just over the phone, I'm not going to die if they cuss me out or if they hang up on me. It's something that I knew I had to do, because if I'm going to do something that I really dislike or I'm uncomfortable with, I really have to know why I'm doing it.
And what skills do you feel agents should learn? It sounds like you've acquired quite a bit of skills in your 8 months that you've been working. What do you think are the most important skills that agents need to learn?
Absolutely. Well, other than lead generating and prospecting, I think that communication would be number 2, right? Because it's very important that you find out what your seller or buyer, are looking for, what they need, and that way you can service them in the way that they need to be serviced.
So what advice would you give to a new agent? What would you tell them today? Like, hey, you just got your license. What would be the first thing they should do?
First thing that they actually need to do is, if you're looking to be a top listing agent in your area, go find someone who has actually acquired that title, someone who's a top listing agent. Someone, if you're looking to do 20 deals a year, find someone who's done 50 deals a year, 100 deals a year, and learn from them. Learn from the person that actually has done the work.
And what are your goals for 2025?
My goal for 2025 is to do 30 listings.
That's amazing. Can y'all imagine how long you've been licensed? Like 8 months?
Yes.
Less than a year, and she's going to do 30 listings next year, because everything she says she's going to do, she does. You might have to let 1 or 2 expire in that time, though. You might have to take 1 or 2 duds.
Sounds fair.
If you would like to learn more about becoming a listing agent, you can go ahead and connect with me, Jessica Nelson, or with Liz Cazares. And for more tips and tricks to become a strong agent in any market, go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.